Well, hello everybody. We're back on trail again. A little adventure, a little detour from the AT again. Yeah, familiar territory for me. But I thought maybe I'd come on out for a night and see how this particular loop trail is. It's supposed to be somewhat secluded, so we'll take that. Anyway, let's flip you around. Many of you ATers will know this area, Blackrock Gap. We're about a little less than a mile from Blackrock Hut Shelter. Yeah, there's the ATs right here. And we're going to go on up the AT past Blackrock, up to Blackrock, and then split off from there on Traefoot Mountain Trail. It's a loop trail that's going to take us down into Payne Run, I believe it is. And it'll circle us right back around to the parking lot, just behind the sign. The trail comes up there. Yeah. So it's about a 9 mile journey, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little less, who knows. But anyway, we're going to get moving on. I'll show you what I see along the way. I don't think there's a lot of viewpoints other than Blackrock itself. As far as elevation, the way I understand it, Traefoot Mountain, you basically are ridge walking once you get up to the summit, and it's not much of a climb, I understand, to get to the summit. I think it's I don't know, I can't remember, maybe 800 foot, if that. But anyway, and then you do a ridge run down the mountain into Payne Run. So, yeah, there you have it. Got you all stuffed up in my face. And we'll show you as we move along. Moving on. By the way, don't know that I mentioned it. 23rd August, it's a Saturday. It may be an overnighter, it may not. We'll just see how the day goes. I'm ready for an overnighter if I want to. So, and it's a pretty nice day so far. It was 60 degrees when I got out the car. I think they're calling for it to get up to mid 70s and then down to the 50s tonight. All right. We're heading up towards Blackrock Summit now. And the hut first, obviously. I'm not stopping there, but I'm going past it. All right. So one of the reasons why I picked this trail, this loop trail, is a little birdie, very popular AT hiker, mentioned to me a nice little hideaway spot up here at the summit. And I'm going to see if I can find that little spot for maybe future use. Plus, I wanted to get on out and get some exercise. Getting ready to go back and thought I had somebody coming up on me. Getting ready to go back up to New York and try and get that state done. Well, I'll get that state done before the end of the year. Maybe Connecticut, we'll see. Long-term goal. So, should be nothing but a few more weeks, and I'll be trying that. But anyway, yeah, all familiar trail here to me. This grade I remember very well. Long, and not super steep, but you'll know it when you're climbing it. And then after that, it's all adventure. Traefoot Mountain Trail, never been on. Payne Run, never been down in. So, and like I said, either we'll be staying out the night or I'll just do the whole loop and head home for the night. About 3 hours for me to get back home. So we'll just see what the day brings. I know there's plenty of places too where I could sneak off and put the tent up for the night. So, all right, we're moving on. Enough of the jibber jabber. First view from the summit. Yeah, she's a beauty. Worth the climb, every bit of it. Yeah. All right, we got a few more to come here in a minute. In a hot minute. I know we get a couple more views, so. All right, view number 2. This is around the other side of Blackrock. I'll show you Blackrock here in a minute. Beautiful day, starting to get warm. I was just informed the rattlesnakes are starting to come out. I guess there's a couple back here to my left that wanted to come out and play. I said, no, y'all play on your own. All right, so let's swing around. This is the proverbial Blackrock. And yes, you can climb up there. I don't know that I'm going to do that. We'll see. Haven't made up my mind yet. I do want to walk around the mountain here, Blackrock here. So the AT circles around this. Off to my right as we're viewing this. The AT goes around. I'm still heading north, going this way. So, all right, let's get moving on.
Present the snow, give me ideas. You know what's crazy? Because like when they were making the movies,
Looking southbound. Yep. So, a better view of Blackrock itself. Like I said, you can climb up that, but I think I'm going to pass today. I got 9 miles to do. Save my energy. And I know I got to climb on the way out, so. So moving northbound here, I thought I recalled seeing a tent site up here. Hard to say. Walk a little bit, but maybe not. Yeah, no, I don't think so. Okay. All right. Well, we're going to move back on, jump on Tradefoot Mountain Trail. There we are looking at Tradefoot. That's where we're heading. I believe we get to the top of that and then we come down that, we ride that ridge and drop down from there. We'll find out. Moving on. So by the looks of things, we follow this light blue blaze. If you can see it on a rock dead center, it's going to take us around the right side of Tray. I believe we're going to go up that little knob right there, and then we'll climb up to the top, and then we run the ridge on across and drop down. So that's what it looks like. And you know, not too bad. A little rocky in here, but it's got a clear path. So at the views, you can't beat them. Yeah. It's a beautiful day too. It's not too warm. Nice breeze. As you can see, a little cloudy, but hey, who am I to complain? All right, I'm gonna get moving on. Everywhere you walk up here, you get another view. This is looking off to the east, southeast basically. Yep. Nice breeze if you can hear it. And as I said, big old rock field. I think we're coming out of that right quick. That's fine by me. Our friendly little slithering friends. I don't need to meet today. All right, we're moving on. So it's a very short jaunt through those rocks, and then you end up on trail like this again, which is a welcome sight, believe it or not. I've had my share of rocks, and I'll take a trail without a bunch of them. That's fine by me. No argument. And we're on the Tradefoot Mountain Trail. As I said, we're going to go down a little bit and then we'll go back up. Looks like we got 2 little ups. And then we run a ridge down into a gap, down into Payne Run. Let's see what we got down there. There's supposedly a good campsite down there. So I'm thinking as long as there's water, I might stay there for the night. We'll see. It's too early to tell yet. Gonna see how the legs feel and all that happy stuff. And then it's a little bit of a climb back out to get back to the car. All right. Well, there you have it. I'll show you what I see of interest along the way. Until then, we're moving on. Not much to report. I did hit the summit of Tradefoot Mountain. It wasn't a bad climb. Maybe half the climb going up to Blackrock from where I started. And about as gradual. It wasn't a steep up. Maybe the last 2/10. Now we're in this Chick Haven. Yeah, we'll have to get ourselves checked up when we get out of this mess. But it's not a bad trail, very secluded. So far I've only seen 3 people, and all 3 of them were runners. So, all right, well, there you have it. We're moving on. Show you more a little later. Well, there's a little view off in the distance there. I'm not sure what that mountain is. I'd like to say it's high top, but I don't think it is. Hard to say. And I can't pick it up on the map, so it's a no-name mountain. Who knows? Anyway, and there's a little bit of a view off this way through the trees. But it isn't much of one, at least not for y'all. And not one for me either. I can see pretty much what you're seeing. Yeah, I'm not sure what the field is either. Hard to say. All right, well, we're going to get moving on. At least we're out of the tall grass. I'm sorry. This is kind of what we're in. Which, okay, so be it. It's the woods. And we're going to get to moving on. When we see something else, we show it to you. Was quiet your thing? I found it. Well, we're still plugging along, but yeah, we finally got a view. And a pretty one at that. We're all coming down off of Tradefoot Mountain. Blackrock is like right through the trees over there. Yeah, so we've covered some trail. You can see the little bump right there. That's Blackrock. Anyway, there you be. We're gonna get moving on. All right. Well, we made it down to Payne Run Trail. Supposed to be some campsite nearby, but a lot of good that's going to do me without water. Take a look. I'm standing in the water source. Yeah. Yeah. Not even a trickle. Looks like I could put in over there, but yeah. So I guess my fate has been determined. I'm going to have to make it back out to the car unless I come across some water. Because I am a little bit parched. I got to stop and take a break, get a little water in me. Thank God I've got some. But yeah. And I've got about 3.5 to go, so we'll slug it out. Well, hey there. So it's Sunday the 27th. I ended up coming back home early. Couldn't find, well, first it was I couldn't find water. Once I did find water, I couldn't find a campsite. So kind of danged if you do, danged if you don't thing. This hike is a somewhat challenging hike, about 9.5 miles. I'm glad I went the direction I did. I basically went counterclockwise from the Gap parking lot up Blackrock, out through Trayfoot Mountain and back down to Payne Run and out. If you do Payne Run, you're going to have an easy down to the trailhead, to the Trayfoot trailhead. And then you got a 4.5 mile steady grade all the way up. Is it impossible? No, but it's a long 4.5 miles, I'm sure. And then, of course, after that, it's a bit of a downhill before you get to Blackrock, and then a little bit of an up to Blackrock, nothing to speak of. And then, of course, coming off Blackrock down back to the parking area, it's all downhill too. So I don't know, which is the best of the two worlds, clockwise, counterclockwise. If I were to do it again, I'd do it the same direction, counterclockwise. So there you have it. It was a good trail. Secluded? Yeah. If you're looking for seclusion, this is the place to go. After Blackrock, 6 people the whole way. That was it. 2 campsites that were full, so 4 people between the 2 campsites. So that tells you how many people I saw on trail. Anyway, here's my wrap up of that little adventure. We'll see what the next one brings. Y'all have a great day.